Hello, welcome to Levant TV Headlines. Syrian Foreign Minister Walid Muallem has arrived in Iran to meet his counterpart Mohammad Javad Zarif to discuss the situation in the region. Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu says US aircraft and drones are arriving in Turkish air bases and a comprehensive battle against ISIS militants will be soon launched. Qatar has broken ranks with the Arab League to give close ally Turkey its full support for airstrikes in northern Iraq, according to an official foreign ministry statement. Yemen's pro-government troops fought pockets of resistance outside a key military base in the country's south, a day after they seized it from rebels. And US President Barack Obama told US Jewish leaders it was likely rockets would fall on Tel Aviv if a nuclear deal with Iran was blocked and military action ensued. And now let's have a look at the top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. Starting from Beirut, the Daily Star leads reporting that Defense Minister Samir Muqbil said the situation in the cabinet is critical as consultations with rival parties are ongoing to resolve the crisis over security appointments. The paper also reports that General Security has called on Syrian refugees and Palestinians from Syria who entered Lebanon before January 2015 to settle their residency status. The Egypt Independent leads reporting that former Tunisian President Mohamed Marzouki has attacked President Abdel Fattah Sisi of Egypt, saying he will not succeed in forcing the Egyptian people to obey him. The paper also reports that Germany has said that the Muslim Brotherhood has become in a state of obscurity since the assassination of Egypt's top prosecutor in late June this year. From the UAE, the Khalij Times leads reporting that Afghanistan's Taliban has urged followers to disregard enemy propaganda about internal fractures in their movement following the death of longtime leader Mullah Muhammad Omar and to unite behind his chosen successor. The paper also reports that a bid to smuggle 145 kilograms of heroin worth 10 million UAE dirhams in the international waters off the African coast recently was foiled in a joint operation by Dubai and Australia. And now let's have a look at the top Middle East headlines in papers here in London. The Telegraph reports on what life is like inside the largest Syrian refugee camp, Zaatari, in Jordan. The camp is often referred to as being more like a city and has a pizza delivery service, a coffee shop where shisha fans can indulge in the habit, and a street named Champs-Élysées. However, despite these elements of stability, the majority of refugees are still focused on return. The Independent leads its Middle East news reporting that Turkey's foreign minister says its air bases have begun hosting US aircraft and drones and that soon it will launch a comprehensive battle against ISIS. Speaking at the start of a meeting with the American Secretary of State John Kerry, Mevlut Cavusoglu said there had been movement on the ground since the two nations agreed to an anti-ISIS alliance late last month. The Guardian leads reporting that an impatient Prime Minister of Britain, Mr. David Cameron, will demand that Sir John Chilcot name the date by which his report into the British invasion of Iraq will be ready for publication. Chilcot has so far declined to give a timetable for the publication of the findings, but Mr. Cameron said the delay was heartbreaking for the families of soldiers who have died or had been wounded in the war, and they deserved an explanation of why and how the war was conducted. And now international papers. From Berlin, the Deutsche Welle reports that authorities in Israel arrested a second Jewish extremist as part of their crackdown on ultra-nationalists. Eviatar Slonim was placed in administrative detention, a form of incarceration without trial normally reserved for Palestinian prisoners, and the first time the measure has been taken against an alleged Jewish extremist. And finally, the International New York Times reports that Muslim Brotherhood officials insist that the group still opposes violence as immoral and counterproductive, and there are no signs that it is seeking to start an armed insurgency or ally with others who have done so. But some in the Brotherhood also acknowledge privately that the demands of young members for retribution against participants in the military takeover 2 years ago are threatening to stretch the group's ideology towards violence and winding a generational split. That was it for today. For more updates, please visit our website on levant.tv. Thanks for watching and bye for now.